Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the channel. Gunko Guns here. Mustache, still majestic, eye patch, even more intimidating. In today's Throne of Liberty video is all about beating the new solo dungeon, Hall of Illusion. Easily. Yes, easily. That's the main word here. No hair pulling, no controller throwing, keyboard smashing, just smooth victory over Molgras and Murdock. I know a lot of melee players, and especially tanks these days, are really struggling with this. But fear not, I'm going to walk you through my entire tank build and show you how to make this fight an absolute joke. Are you looking for people to play Throne and Liberty with? Why not join the Mando community? We are on the Snowburn server and are always looking for good players who want to enjoy TNL with good company. Whether you're into PvE content like trial dungeons and raids or some PvP kung fu, we are here for you. Join us. The Discord will be in the bio of this video. One last plugin, I promise. I'm grinding to 20k subs and I really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, but only if you enjoyed the video. No pressure, just good vibes. Let's keep this journey going. All right. Thank you guys very much for being here. Very much appreciate all of you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Now, let's go into the build because, again, I made this one specifically for the solo dungeons. Before we start, I have to say, do not try to use this in group play. It is not going to work. There's not a lot of aggro attacks that's going to be in there. This is literally designed for smashing the solo dungeons and doing them at such an easy pace. I know that a lot of people are struggling, especially right now everywhere, that as a tank, it's pretty much impossible to do the new solo dungeons. So this is how you do it. Pretty much easy peasy. So quickly, let's go over the build. As you see right here, I'm not even 4K CP on this guy or on this account specifically for this. I just had the basic Carnix and the Duke Magna. I do have the Dantes. I just don't even feel like it's worth it anymore. I am running a 4-piece Shock Commander along with the Gilded Raven. And again, just some basic purple stuff that I put together just to give me as much as I can. Again, honestly, the gear is not that best on this account, but it'll do. It'll do because I want to show you that you can do this on anything. All right, here's the build, guys. I'm not going to go over it fully. Just copy everything that I have, and if you need an explanation of why I chose everything, let me know and I'll explain it to you because it's going to be a longer video. I don't want to, I want to save time as, where we can. Here are all the passives. Feel free to pause the video to get them all, the way that you have them. I'll just go over them really quick just so you can go ahead and copy them just like so. And then for your skills, we'll start off with the sword and shield. As you see right here, go ahead and copy that. Again, pause the video, make sure you get it right, and then going over to the greatsword, just like so. Perfect. Going back, I'm just going to go over the rotation really quick just so you kind of understand what you're doing. Your number 1, your Cruel Smite, your number 2, your Piercing Strike, these are spammable. You want to hit these as fast as you can because this is only 5-second cooldown and this is 7.5-second cooldown. And the cool thing about them is they don't really cost a lot of mana, so you can just keep spamming them and doing damage. Your Frost Cleaving actually does quite a lot of damage, so you want to use it when it's available as well. Okay, then for your big hitters, you want to use Stunning Blow and your Will Breaker. You kind of want to use them together to set up your Death Blow as well as your Guillotine Blade. And remember, you want to hold it down until it's fully released, and then you release it. It does like 50 to 20k damage, if not more, on both of them. So this is pretty much your big hits, and you want to, again, use your Stunning Blow and your Will Breaker to make sure that, you can push these off at the highest damage. Your Precision Dash is how you, get to places, especially when you're in the boss fights, when you want to, get to them as fast as you can to your gap closer. And then we have 4 defenses. Very important that you get all 4 of them. We'll talk about it once we get over to the dungeon. So let's go and do that now. Really quick, I actually wanted to give you guys my weapon mastery as well, just to kind of copy how I did this. And remember, when you're doing these, as you see these rows, you have to get 3 open things to unlock the second row and the third row as well. And you got to put 10 points in each. As you see on the sword and board, I went with the bottom to activate the strategic retreat, and then on the top I went with because you got to get 3, right? So I went base damage, and then I got these 2 up here to get to unlock the power breach. And then the next one that I'm going to be working on is to unlock this one right here. So the whole point here is to get the, more defense and a little bit of offense as well. And then for the great sword, I went the opposite route. I went all the way up, as you see right here, and I got these 10 to unlock the power grip. And then I went with heavy attack, expertise, and critical augment to get the reckless assault. And then on this right here, I wanted to get more cooldown, so I actually got this one. And again, you can play with it. I'm still testing this out, so don't take it too hard. But as of right now, this really, really works for this build. So again, feel free to copy that. Let's get into the dungeon. All right, as you go into the dungeon, remember the first 3 levels all have the same mechanics, so don't panic, okay? And for the love that is the mustache, get the right power up. When you go in, you will notice there's 3 power-ups in front of you: movement speed, health, and stamina. For the first row here, it is very important that you pick movement speed. It is the best one out of 3 of them. There's just a lot of moving that you're going to be doing, and this is really going to help you. Now, as you are about to engage these ads, you'll notice there's a ton of different ones that are all over, and if you get too close, they will all swarm you. So there's an easier way of doing this. Let's put it in steps so it's easier to understand. Step 1, spin your camera around until you see the solo ad in the back. What you want to do is you want to attack and kill that solo ad by sneaking up on it without drawing the attention of the other ones. You want to get out of the middle so you have a little bit more room to work with, okay? As soon as you kill the ad, this is part 2 now, for what you need to watch out for. As soon as you kill the ad, there's a chance it's going to spawn a golden ball of light called the evil spirit. I call it the ball of doom. If that ad spawns that thing, you have to kill that little menace right away. That is priority number 1. If for some reason you do not kill it and it reaches the middle, because it's pretty much going to start going to the middle, if it reaches the middle, it does an AoE all around the entire field, which does about, I want to say, 80% of your health. If for some reason you miss it and it does go over there, be prepared to roll dodge, and you have to time it correctly. Again, otherwise it is going to pretty much eat your entire HP. Okay, so that's very important. If you see it, just start attacking it. Even with just like your basic attack, it will pause the ball from moving until you kill it. So, and then you can return to killing the ads. Okay. Part 3 here is the kill order that really, really matters here, and here's what I've discovered. You want to kill the wizards first, because if you don't, they can summon a fear rat. That little fear rat will come out and absolutely fear you. It does all the bad juju stuff, and it's going to actually pull you, because you're going to be feared, into that blue lightning on the ground, which is going to stun you and then just start taking damage from you. Okay? 2, you want to kill the monk second. If they attack you, they're in a group. The monk does a similar thing, but again, very easy, because you can just Q dodge it and it's not going to actually hurt you as much. But you want to kill the monks first, or the second, I should say. 3rd, the shamans. If the shamans come out in a group and attack you, they put a little thing on the ground, very easy to kill. And again, keep an eye on the evil spirits. You want to kill that if it pops out, and then you want to switch back to the ads. And lastly, the fighter. The fighter you want to kill very last, again, if they're in a group, because it just does like a small little attack on you, and you can easily dodge it and kill them. They're not really a bother. So just kind of keep doing that, running in a circle until you complete the first full phase. All right, the first boss, Molgras, the real fight. This is the real boss of this dungeon, folks. Mogras is a nightmare for all melee players, especially tanks, compared to the the last boss, which is honestly the easiest thing I've ever done in my life, is the last boss of this dungeon. But anyway, don't worry. We're going to make this fight a joke as well. Step 1 is picking the right power-up. Before we even start, make sure to grab the health power-up. This is not negotiable. Why? Because there is a lot of things that we have to soak up here as a tank, or any player, especially as a tank. There's a lot of things that we will soak up damage-wise just to be able to make this a lot easier. This is where your other forward cooldown defensives come into play, along with your HP pot. This is going to make it super, super easy. But again, step 1, make sure to pick up that health bar. Step 2 is the totem tango outsmarting the boss, okay? Pay attention here, because this is where a lot of melee players cry and pretty much uninstall. So the rule of the totems, and again, he likes to drop them. He will drop totems, and the more he drops, the harder he hits, okay? And the problem is you cannot destroy them yourself. Instead, you need to trick the boss into destroying his own totems for you. Here's the proper way to do this without making a fuss, and super, super easy, okay? Step 1. in the totems. Okay, as soon as you see the first totem drop, and you'll see it'll be around there somewhere for you. All you have to do then is go stand in front of it, directly in front of it. Pop a defensive cooldown here and start fighting the boss right there. Do not move, okay? 2, the boss likes to put totems right at your feet. So again, do not move. The goal here is to make sure that the boss drops the totems directly in a line going towards back or forward, depending on you. You just want to be able to hit the boss as you're doing this. Again, you want to stand there and have him drop the second totem at your feet, okay? After the second totem, the boss is going to do a little disappearing act, and he is going to chuck something at you. I'm pretty sure it's poop. Do not eat this sandwich, okay? You want to Q block it. If you Q block it correctly, it's actually going to get you a lot of HP back. If you miss the Q block, he's going to get you stunned and you're going to lose some HP. Again, not a big thing because we are a tank, but again, you really want to go ahead and block this. He's also going to put a third totem down. After the third totem, you'll see he's going to start summoning kind of like the fire to him, and his hand's going to go in the air. As soon as the hand is in the air, you want to start jumping, and if you time this correctly, if you jump over it, you're not going to take any damage. After the jumping phase, what you want to do then is you want to run towards the middle, kind of lined up towards the totems, and you want to face them now directly, and you want to fight the boss there. The reason for that is the boss, when he says he's going to follow you anywhere, when you see that line, he's going to teleport to you. And as soon as he does that, then you're going to transform into your mount, and you're going to either run all the way behind the totem so you can kind of see it, and you're going to Q block this, or you can just kind of, stand a few feet and make sure that your back is lined up properly of all the totems behind you. And as soon as you see the Q block, you just, Q roll through it, and he will shoot a beam of light and destroying all the totems. And after he does that, he's going to get stunned, and you can do a lot of damage to him. Let me show you an example of how to do this properly. So I've slowed this down just a little bit. So you see the first totem is there. I'm going to stand right in front of it, and I'm going to just attack it until he drops the second one. Remember, right after the second one, he's going to teleport. There we go. And then he's going to send that little poop at you. Just wait for the Q. Boom. Perfect. Now we want to kind of get in line with these, and we want to wait for him to, just kind of get here so he can drop the third one, because that's very important, is getting that third one in. There's a third one. Here's a little jumping. Just jump over it. And then after the third, or after that little jump phase, you just run in the middle and you start attacking him, because we want him to teleport to us so we have enough space. You see that kind of lining it up. As soon as he teleports to you, boom, you're going to run to the other side, and then you're going to Q block through it, destroying all three of them. And then he will pretty much get stunned, and you can smash him for a little bit here. Easy peasy, right? After you hit him a few times here, he will teleport one more time to the middle, and then he will start channeling something really fast. From what I can tell, this is another jump mechanic. However, you will always get hit. So what you want to do here is you want to pop a defensive jump and soak up the damage. Right after that, he will restart the totem phase, and then remember, you're just going to keep doing the same thing we just did until he is at 50% HP. At 50% HP, the boss decides to mix things up by summoning a fourth totem. And this one is very special. It does AoE damage if you stand close to it, and if you should happen to destroy it with the boss beam, it will do a massive arena-wide AoE damage that will just kill you. So again, we don't want to kill it, we want to move it away from everything else. Here's how you do it perfectly. After the third totem is dropped, make sure to watch for this. After the third totem is dropped, immediately turn into your mount form and start running away like you're running from a bad date. Run as far away as possible from the existing totems, away from the middle on the opposite direction. Why? We want to bait the fourth totem to pretty much not be in line with our totems, because we don't want to destroy that one. We're going to leave that one alone from the boss beam, because it will eventually die out anyway. As soon as the fourth one is dropped, he goes into jump phase. And again, it's the same thing after that. As soon as the jump phase is over, you're going to run in the middle, attack him until he does the beam, destroying the other three totems like before. And that's pretty much it. Once you get mastered the 3 totem destruction and leaving the fourth one, you can just easily fight this boss until it dies. Again, this is the hardest boss in this fight. After this, everything else is cakewalk. After this boss, you're going to be in some sort of like underground dungeon puzzle. all you really have to do is, like, as you guys are doing this, is you will be swimming. Avoid the branches because, like, that are in there. These actually do a lot of damage to you. And whenever you see your F to, link up to it, just like so, just go ahead and do that. This is a long little puzzle. So all you got to do is just swim around it until you reach the final end. Let the current take you. And whenever you see F, just go ahead and take it as we get to the last boss. All right, folks. After the absolute headache that was Molgras, you deserve a break. And that for you folks is Murdock. The fight is so easy, you can probably beat this while ordering a pizza. And here's how you can do this really fast in case you need a guide for it. So step one here is you want to pick the stamina buff. The reason for that is you're going to be dodging a lot and Q dodging a lot. You definitely need a little bit more stamina for that. 2, use your defensives accordingly, one then the other and so forth. You can literally cycle through them to make this fight even easier. 3, avoid the falling cages from the ceiling. You can literally just watch the ground for the red circles. They even appear above your screen. You can just move the boss a couple of feet out of them and you're fine. 4, Q block all the other stuff pretty easily. It actually heals you. And then he will summon these little doors to Narnia all around the cages. They will be copies of him kind of running through them to hit you. You can either Q block these or simply just run out and avoid them. Up to you. Super, super easy. Step 5. Well, there is no step 5. He is literally dead. So that was Murdock. Seriously, one of the easiest bosses in this entire raid or dungeon or whatever you want to call it. And that, my friends, was it. It is your friend Ganko Guns here again. Keep an eye on the channel. I'll be posting more guides from the tank perspective, of course. We're going to make this super, super easy. Let me know in the comments if you guys found an easier way to do this, because honestly, this is super, super easy. I'm doing it on multiple accounts now, and it is one of the easiest dungeons ever. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all of you. I will see you folks in the next one. Take care, guys. And again, join Mando. See you, boys and ladies.